Easy. Hi.
Hi.
What may I do for you, sir?
Listen, in the interest of fairness, I'd like you to have Bron Breakker next week.
Because you're going to lift his suspension.
Because I'd like to talk to him eye to eye like a man.
You know,
see, I'd like to smooth it over, okay?
If I got that phone call, I'd want to smooth things over,
This
too.
has nothing to do with a phone call. I'm a grown man. Bron Breakker's a grown man. I want to get two grown men in a room and see if we can iron this out. If you can have him here next week.
Mr. Pearce, it would be my honor to have Bron Breakker here next week. But you better be on your best behavior.
The drama between Adam Pearce and Bron Breakker is over. Think again. The situation just took a massive turn that nobody saw coming. The Raw general manager might be in the biggest predicament of his career, and it all involves the dog, a mysterious phone call, and Paul Heyman pulling the strings. Buckle up, because this story has more twists than a Royal Rumble battle. Let's break it all down. Alright, let's rewind and set the stage. It all went down on the January 12th edition of Monday Night Raw. Bron Breakker, already fuming after his loss to CM Punk during Raw's Netflix anniversary show, absolutely lost it. The former Intercontinental Champion went on a rampage, attacking multiple superstars backstage and causing absolute chaos throughout the arena. When General Manager Adam Pearce tried to step in and restore order, things escalated fast. Breakker stormed the ring, officials couldn't contain him, and in the heat of the moment, Bron Breakker put his hands on the General Manager himself.
I am ejecting you both from this arena tonight, and if I so much as smell you near this building, I will suspend you both indefinitely!
Now, for those who know WWE rules, you never put your hands on authority. It's the ultimate line you don't cross. Pearce had seen enough. He made the call that shocked everyone. Bron Breakker was indefinitely suspended from Monday Night Raw. No timeline, no return date. The dog was sent home. But here's where it gets interesting, folks. Enter the Wiseman himself, Paul Heyman. Now, Heyman has been managing the Vision, a group that includes none other than Bron Breakker. And Heyman being Heyman, he wasn't about to let this suspension slide without making his voice heard.
Bron Breakker's growth on a weekly basis is absolutely mind-boggling and awe-inspiring. And anybody that's around him is inspired to up their game because he's so driven and ambitious to up his.
In a shocking twist, Heyman pointed out something crucial that everyone seemed to miss. He revealed that Adam Pearce actually put his hands on Bron Breakker first before Breakker retaliated. Think about that. If that's true, then technically Pearce started the physical confrontation, and Breakker was just defending himself.
On 20 men, let's just use it on one man. Because one man shares our vision right now. He's looking at Saturday night.
This revelation completely changed the narrative. Suddenly, Pearce's suspension of Breakker didn't look as black and white anymore. The WWE Universe started questioning, was this suspension even justified? Did Pearce abuse his authority? And more importantly, what consequences would the general manager face for his own actions? The plot was thickening, and we were only getting started. Fast forward to this past Monday in Belfast, Northern Ireland. The Raw cameras caught something very suspicious. Adam Pearce was seen taking a mysterious phone call backstage. The cameras didn't pick up who was on the other end, but judging by Pearce's body language and facial expressions, this wasn't your average conversation. Who was calling? What did they want? And why did Pearce look so concerned? Before Pearce could even address this week's Raw audience, he sent out a message on social media that raised even more eyebrows. In his announcement video for the January 19th Raw episode, Pearce gave a not-so-subtle shout-out to the suspended superstar, and I quote, A special shout out to Bron Breakker. Hey Bron, I hope you enjoy the show from home. That message dripped with sarcasm and authority. Pearce was making it clear the ban was still in effect, and Breakker better stay exactly where he was, far away from the Raw arena. But that confidence wouldn't last long. Later that same night, Adam Pearce approached Paul Heyman backstage. Now remember, this is after the mysterious phone call. Pearce, trying to play it cool, informed Heyman that he wanted to smooth things over with Bron Breakker, and invited the dog to appear on next week's Raw. Wait, what? Just minutes earlier, Pearce was telling Breakker to enjoy the show from home, and now he's extending an invitation for him to return. Something wasn't adding up. Paul Heyman, the master manipulator, immediately called Pearce out. Heyman suggested that this sudden change of heart had everything to do with that mysterious phone call. Was someone pressuring Pearce? Threatening him? Did higher-ups in WWE force his hand? Pearce denied it. He claimed this had nothing to do with the phone call, and that he simply wanted to handle this situation like adults. He said both he and Breakker needed to get past this for the good of Monday Night Raw. Heyman, smirking like the wise man he is, agreed to bring Bron Breakker to next week's show, but then came the warning that sent chills down everyone's spine. Heyman looked Pearce dead in the eyes and said the general manager better be on his best behavior. Translation? Whatever happened on that phone call, Pearce is clearly in a corner, and Heyman knows it. So what does all this mean for Bron Breakker and the future of Monday Night Raw? Great question, and here's what we know. First, technically, Bron Breakker's suspension has not been officially lifted yet. This whole situation is still up in the air. Next week's Raw could see Pearce formally reinstate the dog, or we could witness another explosive confrontation that makes things even worse. Second, the timing of all this is crucial. We're in the middle of Royal Rumble season. The 2026 Royal Rumble is right around the corner, and Bron Breakker is one of WWE's hottest stars. If this suspension continues, it could keep him out of the Rumble match entirely. But if Pearce lifts it next week, we could see the dog make a massive statement on the road to WrestleMania.
Officer, we talk all about.
You think I'm tired?
Oh my God.
Can you stop?
WWE just sent a clear warning message to one of their most volatile superstars. Bron Breakker has been suspended indefinitely after crossing a line that even the Vision couldn't pull him back from. And trust me, what went down between Breakker and Raw General Manager Adam Pearce was absolutely insane. Alright, let's set the scene. Monday Night Raw is broadcasting from the PSD Bank Dome in Düsseldorf, Germany, and tensions are already at an all-time high. The Vision, consisting of Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and led by the legendary Paul Heyman, have been on a warpath for weeks. Their primary targets, Dragon Lee, Penta, and Rey Mysterio. These three luchadors have been standing toe-to-toe with one of the most dominant factions on Raw, and it's led to some incredible matches and even more incredible chaos.
Look at you! Go suspended! He's out of here! Hey, Brett, chill! Now you got Adam spitting everywhere, goddamn! I want to see them fight.
On this particular night, a tag team match was scheduled. Bronson Reed and Austin Theory representing the Vision against Dragon Lee and Penta. Now, if you've been following Raw lately, you know that anytime the Vision is involved, things are going to get messy. But what happened during and after this match? Nobody saw it coming. The match itself was solid. Reed and Theory were dominating early on, showing exactly why the Vision has been such a threat. But Dragon Lee and Penta weren't backing down. These guys are warriors, and they started building momentum.
Jesus fuck! Oh! Adam Pearce, let person do it. Goddamn, man! Y'all gotta chill on Adam. Whoa! Oh my God! No, he's going crazy.
Then predictably, Logan Paul showed up at ringside trying to give the Vision the advantage, but Dragon Lee saw it coming. He managed to take Paul and Theory to the outside, then launched himself over the ropes in a spectacular dive, taking both men out. The crowd is going absolutely wild at this point, but here's where everything goes sideways. Out of nowhere, Bron Breakker charges through the arena like a freight train and destroys Dragon Lee with a devastating spear. The impact was sickening. The referee immediately calls for the disqualification, but Breakker isn't done. He slides into the ring and levels Penta with another brutal spear.
Chaos erupts on WWE Raw. Bron Breakker suspended. WWE Raw on January 12, 2026, at the PSD Bank Dome in Düsseldorf, delivered absolute chaos. What started as a tag match with the Vision versus Dragon Lee and Penta quickly spiraled out of control. Out of nowhere, Bron Breakker stormed the ring and nearly tore Dragon Lee apart with a brutal spear. Still fuming from last week's loss to CM Punk, Breakker ignored everyone, even GM Adam Pearce. When Pearce confronted him, Breakker shoved him in the corner, forcing officials to intervene. His stable finally let him out, but the damage was done. As a result, Adam Pearce suspended Bron Breakker indefinitely, leaving fans shocked and wondering when the powerhouse will return.
This is when Raw General Manager Adam Pearce decides he's seen enough. Pearce rushes down to ringside, trying to restore order and confront Breakker. But while Pearce is distracted, Bronson Reed takes advantage of the chaos and crushes Penta with a tsunami in the ring. And then, because apparently one spear to Dragon Lee wasn't enough, Breakker hits him with another one on the outside. Now here's where things get really serious. Adam Pearce has had enough. He gets right in Bron Breakker's face, and you can see the frustration and anger written all over the GM's expression. Pearce is yelling, trying to get through to Breakker, trying to make him understand he's gone too far.
You can have some time to think about it. If it's you,
But Bron Breakker, he's completely unhinged. He's lost in the moment. His adrenaline is pumping, and he does the unthinkable. Breakker grabs Adam Pearce, pins him against the corner turnbuckle, and gets right in his face. For a moment, it looked like Breakker was about to spear the general manager himself. The entire arena held its breath.
I am ejecting you both from this arena tonight. And if I so much as smell you near this building, I will suspend you both indefinitely.
Thankfully, Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul all rush in to pull Breakker away before things escalate even further. They're literally dragging him back, trying to calm their teammate down, but the damage has already been done. You could see it in Pearce's eyes. This was the final straw. Putting your hands on a WWE official, especially the general manager of Raw, that's crossing a line that has serious consequences. The action moves backstage, and Adam Pearce is furious. He catches up with Bron Breakker in the hallway, and this time, there's no discussion, no negotiation. Pearce makes it crystal clear. Bron Breakker is suspended indefinitely. That's right, folks, indefinitely. Not 1 week, not 2 weeks, but until further notice. Breakker is being sent home for his actions. This is WWE sending a clear message. No matter how talented you are, no matter how valuable you are to a faction, you cannot put your hands on WWE officials.
Whoa. Oh, well, wait a minute. The challenger hoisting up the champion. Referee's discretion. Crescent kick under the
shot, man. Oh, yes.
You gotta be kidding me. The world heavyweight title on the line.
Oh, yes.
Connector popping right up. Catch, release, bam!
We got a new champion.
Power
We got a new
slam
champion.
for the
We got a new
title.
champion.
But of course, this is the Vision we're talking about, so there's always another layer. Paul Heyman, the wise oracle that he is, immediately confronts Pearce. And here's Heyman's argument. From his perspective, it was actually Adam Pearce who put his hands on Bron Breakker first during the confrontation. Heyman warns Pearce that this suspension is a huge mistake, and that the footage will prove the GM was the aggressor. Whether there's any truth to that or if it's just vintage Heyman spin, we'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, the Vision is not happy about this decision, and they've made it clear this issue is far from finished. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Shortly after Raw went off the air, Bron Breakker took to Twitter, or X, whatever we're calling it these days, to send his own message. Suspended? You can't suspend a force of nature. You can't chain what you can't control. At Scrap Daddy AP made a mistake, and the Vision always collects. See you soon, Raw. Unleashed as
I was New Japan Wrestling training you. I know that you had left WWE because of the creative issues. So
is that the reason?
that's what I read.
Oh, that's what you read. You weren't there. So no.
So what's the real reason?
Why would I tell you? Why would I just tell you?
I want to know.
You ain't gonna see my interview. You ain't gonna read my book. You ain't gonna see me in the future.
I do all of that. Yeah. I hope to see
All
you
right, then
again.
just wait. We're next friends, but you are. Then you just wait.
I got you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, JJ. appreciate you. Keep on reading your fiction books, okay? What are we saying?
Listen to her. Don't listen to yourself. Thank you.
Do I plan on returning to you-know-where soon? No.
WWE's biggest female stars potentially walking out, contract situations getting messy, and AEW waiting in the wings to scoop up the biggest names in the business. The real story behind Bayley's contract status, the shocking details of Mercedes Moné's WWE exit, and why this could trigger a domino effect that reshapes women's wrestling as we know it.
Hello, ding dong. I don't know who's running this page, but it's a little bit of false advertisement because the champion has not signed the contract for Hell in a Cell. You can burn it for all I care. Idiot! Shit!
But Bayley revealed that there was a year and a half left on her current WWE contract. They did her really dirty at WrestleMania. She wasn't hurt on. They just replaced her with Becky Lynch. There was a lot of sympathy for her backstage. You really had to feel for Bayley there. And she's one of those cases where it's like, what else is left for her to accomplish in WWE? She's done everything in this company, and maybe she wants to explore other options. Obviously, her and Mercedes Moné are very close. I don't know if I see her going to AEW. That's always a possibility. And, maybe she wants to do something outside of wrestling, and she revealed that as well. She has other options outside of wrestling that she'd like to accomplish. So we'll have to see, but what do you guys think about Bayley's deal being up soon, or what can you guys see her doing?
Let's start with the biggest name making waves right now, Bayley, the role model, the hugger, WWE's first ever women's Grand Slam champion. She recently dropped a bombshell that has everyone talking. On Chris Van Vliet's podcast, Bayley confirmed she has about a year and a half left on her current WWE contract. That means her deal expires in late 2026. Now, normally, a wrestler of Bayley's caliber, someone who's accomplished literally everything in WWE, would be treated like the star she is, right? She wasn't even featured in the WrestleMania 42 promotional video showcasing the top women. That's straight up disrespectful to someone who's given 12 years of her life to this company. So where does Bayley go from here? Many believe she'll be looking to revitalize her career elsewhere, and that elsewhere, All Elite Wrestling. Imagine Bayley reuniting with Mercedes Moné in AEW, the Boss and Hug Connection 2.0. That's not just money, that's a game changer for women's wrestling.
Zane over here. Yeah. Zane, this is for you, okay? Yeah. Is it okay? You okay with this?
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks. Her exit from WWE is one of the most controversial stories in recent wrestling history, and the details are absolutely wild. On May 16, 2022, Mercedes and Naomi walked out of Monday Night Raw before their scheduled main event match. They were the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions at the time. According to WWE's official statement, they walked into John Laurinaitis' office, placed their championship belts on his desk, and walked out.
Everybody wanted to talk about it. Everybody acted like they were in the room, or worked there, or were backstage, or knew what happened. But all I know is that I handled it like a CEO, like the boss that I am, with my head held up high, and I can't say nothing but amazing things to WWE. I'm so thankful for the career that they gave me, the fans that they gave me, the life that they gave me, the dreams that they gave me. So many dreams. And I got to chase and live them all. I get to do I have a lot of unfinished business in wrestling in a lot of places. It was a very hard decision because wrestling and WWE has been my whole life. If people don't know, it's been my whole life. And it's the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my whole life.
But here's where it gets interesting. Mercedes recently opened up about why she left, and it's eye-opening. Speaking on the Breakfast Club podcast, Mercedes didn't hold back. She said, and I quote, "I left for many different reasons. A lot of personal stuff happened with myself and the chairman at the time. I didn't like how he talked to me and how I was talked down to." She continued, "That day he talked to me a little crazy. It was enough for my source of light to come into my body and go, if you stay, that's not okay. What are you going to teach your kids? What are you going to teach people?"
What was the reasoning that you left?
There's so many reasonings.
Oh, okay.
But the biggest thing is just listening to my heart and my soul. Something didn't felt right that day. How we were talked to didn't settle in my heart, and I just instantly knew, like, if I wasn't going to take control of my life right here and now, then I was never going to be happy there by having someone talk to me the way that they do, or feeling like you just don't belong. Like, okay, I've been doing this for 14 years, and to feel like this as this low, my soul's like, no, get up, go.
That's a big decision, though.
It was the hardest decision. I mean, WWE was always my dream when I was 10 years old. So to be with that company for 10 years and to walk out was the hardest decision I've ever made in my whole life. But it's now the greatest decision I've ever made, because where I am today, the TBS champion, the highest paid woman in women's wrestling history.
Come on.